All right, so today we're going to be talking about the sweep command. And so it's right here, sweep. And in order to use the sweep command, we have to have two things. We have to have a closed profile that's going to be what's swept along. And we also need a path for that to follow, which could either be open or closed. So I'm going to start by creating a sketch here. And I'm just going to use the spline tool. And I'll make something like that. All right, I'm going to finish. I'm going to create another sketch on this plane that's perpendicular to that. And I'm just going to draw a box. So I draw that box there. Now I can go in and go to sweep. For the profile, I can pick that box. For the path, I can pick that path, and now it's going to follow that. So if that profile was more, didn't have that loop around on it, so let me grab this. If you don't constrain the points, you can move stuff around a little bit. So if it was something like that, and I did the sweep where it doesn't have any turns, I have two options. I have the perpendicular option, so it'll keep trying to keep the same relationship, or I can do parallel, where it'll just kind of push it along. So if I make these kind of come over more, you'll see that. So there's the perpendicular and then the parallel like that. So the profile stays facing the same direction, just moves along the path. So kind of related to this is the pipe tool. So if I pick pipe, I can pick that open profile and it's going to make a shape. I can tell it to be hollow or not. And I can tell it to be a circle, a square, or a triangle, whatever I want. So I could do a pipe if I wanted one of those shapes. If I want it to be another shape, I'd need to do a sweep. So delete those and show another use of this. So let's say I create a coil and I make a square coil. Here. So let's make that square coil. And I want to cut a notch in the top of this. So if I create a sketch here on this face and I draw in the notch that I want to cut, and then I can go into sweep, pick that profile, and pick that path. Uh-oh, things aren't happening right. Because it's just trying to use that path, that edge to follow it, and it doesn't quite know all the information. So there's a couple other options here. So there's a path plus a guide rail, and there's a path plus a guide surface. So in this case, I want to use the guide surface. I can pick that top as the guide surface. And now I can say okay, and it's going to go through. It didn't quite get through all of, kind of left this little thing on the top some places. So maybe what I want to do is go into that sketch and have that stick up a little bit. So now when I sweep it, it goes all the way through. Okay. So that's the guide surface option. If I had I wanted to go back, but I wanted to do some other things along the way. So create a sketch here. I do a circle here. but then I want the top edge of the circle to do something different. I can create another sketch here and then project that circle there and make that just a construction geometry. Now I can add in something else to it. So now when I do this one, I can do a sweep, pick my profile, and I'm going to do a guide rail. So I'm going to pick, this is my path, and my guide rail there. And so that's going to affect what the outside looks like. If I have just one selected, it'll do just that same shape all the way around. If I'd gone into this one and I'd created another guide rail on the bottom, and then done it, path, guide rail, oh, never mind. I guess I can only have one guide rail. I thought I could do more than one. Let's try that. Nope, you can only have one guide rail. So I could do that, but I could tell it to sweep, profile, tell that to be the path, and that to be the guide rail. And now you can see it's following that path for the bottom side, and then the top side is following the guide rail. So that's how that could be used. So that way you have different shapes on either side. You can also tell it how far to follow it. And again, either perpendicular path or full extent, so that way it goes all the way to the ends of the path and the guide rail. So, all right, that's sweep basically. When we start talking, when we go over the construction planes, that'll kind of add a lot more to it because we're going to create planes at in different places. But let's see, we'll do just one of them today real quick. I'm just going to delete all of these sketches. But if I created a sketch here, you can see it's not going to be perpendicular there. And that's on that first one, the circle wasn't quite perpendicular, so it wasn't a smooth pipe all the way through, or the square wasn't. So usually it's better to create your profile that you're going to sweep perpendicular to the path. So if we're going to construct, there's this option path or plane along a path. You can pick that path, then just pull that all the way back to the beginning. And so now we have a plane that's at a different angle. And now we can create a sketch on that plane. Now if I do that rectangle like I did at the beginning and sweep, that, now you can see that it doesn't have that weird hiccup here that the one at the beginning of the video did, because now it's actually following that. And then here's that parallel option also. You can kind of see it better because now it's perpendicular the whole way. It wasn't already at some weird angle to it. So that's the sweep command. So try it out. This will be good for on projects if you're doing the playground project for slides and things like that, using in conjunction with the coil. As with all the commands, when we create the sweep, when I create that sweep, you do have the option of making that a cut, or a join, or an intersect, or a new body, or a new component. So I can just do that as a new component, or a new body. Let's throw it as a new component, hit OK. And now I can just turn off that. And I've got just a semicircle going up and down. So whatever that closed profile was, it'll just follow that coil. So sometimes coils can be used just as kind of a guide for the helix of whatever you're going to want to sweep around it. All right. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. All right. Bye.